for the program, but for the surrounding community, the fan base, all that fun stuff?
It's awesome. First of all, I think it's an incredible testimony to the wonderful community that we have and the support of our basketball program. Our students are, they do a terrific job presenting a great product on TV, but the community around us generally is, I don't know if there's a parallel to it in terms of the amount of energy that they bring and support, and to have the energy that ESPN brings to the table as well. I think it's just going to magnify. So that would be a great event.
We were talking yesterday, a lot of the students didn't get to experience that 2021 season during COVID. How cool is it for them to have this kind of extra bonus after missing that year?
That's a great point, Theo. It's huge. I think these kids have been through a lot. They've been through a really unbelievable season in 21 that they had to stand away from the court to watch, or mean they weren't in the building. And so to have especially for the seniors, to be able to conclude their experience and have an event like this where they can all participate. We have a lot more students than we have seats, so every student can be a part of game day, and that's an awesome way for them to finish out their senior year.
How does this process work? Does ESPN give you a call up and say, hey, we're coming, or do they need a little approval, or do they say we're coming, like it or not?
Well, I can't say that we ever considered turning them down, if that's what you mean. Obviously the date was scheduled well in advance in the context that we knew that there was a potential for it, but we didn't find out till the week before that there was a strong likelihood, and then give us plenty of time to prepare. But I think it's going to be an unbelievable basketball game and an incredible environment for a championship to be decided.
Chris, the way the stars have aligned here, this game meaning so much, game day, just how big is that for the program as a whole?
I think I think the program has been in this moment before. I think this is a tremendous opportunity for our community, Gonzaga community and the Spokane community, to celebrate basketball and be a part of a really big event. And more importantly, just to show the country that it might be 10 degrees outside, but our spirit's really strong, and that there's a ton of support in the community for college basketball.
Where do you fall in the line of tournament expansion? For it, against it? What are your thoughts on that whole spiel?
I don't know if I have enough information to really form. I mean, I think that obviously the college basketball championship, the NCAA tournament, is one of the greatest championships there. It is the greatest championship. The idea that we could somehow improve it is a possibility, but I think basketball minds smarter than me will have to figure out if that's the case. And I think TV plays a big part of it, what the formats look like, making sure that it's a good experience for our student athletes, that they don't have to play too many games in too short a period of time at the end of the season, and what the selection criteria would expand to, those sorts of things. So I think there's a possibility, but I think there's really smart minds they'll tackle that this summer.
With Gonzaga kind of becoming like a national known brand now, game day coming, is there still new heights that this program can reach, or is it now just kind of enjoying the spoils of victory, I say?
Oh, I think there's always an evolution, right? There's always more that you can do. I think that every time that we have a stage this big, we just have a chance to show out just how much this community and this team and the fans that support the team have a place in college basketball, and just how special it is. I think there's always the outcome that happens on the floor, but what happens around college basketball and the joy that it brings people is really what's on display tomorrow.
Chris, there's been a lot of rumors with the Big 12 popping up, everything there. Just we have a chance to chat with you about it. Just where's Gonzaga's stance on that right now?
Yeah, I think I don't have any new information or any new statement. I think that we're in a place where we're proud members of the West Coast Conference, and we're going to continue to be open to conversations with others. But at this point, the environment's so dynamic that I don't really have anything to share.
Has a conference ever reached out to you about the possibility of that?
Yeah, we've had conversations with people, but that's not unusual in the space of college athletics. So it's it's a very interesting time that we're all trying to navigate it and try to do what's best for our student athletes and make sure that we stay true to our values and assess the situation and the opportunities that may exist. But no decisions, and nothing new to really report.
What does it say about what Mark's done here, where you guys lose 5 games, and some people might even consider it a down year relative to where you've been in the past 5-10 years?
I can't say enough about what Mark has accomplished as a coach. What he has navigated in terms of the complex, intricate kind of things that have to be done to succeed in college basketball in the way that he has over the time period that he has, and Lisa as well, is truly remarkable. I think that my opinion's not nearly as strong as that of those that have coached for a long time, and I think they're pretty their statements that speak pretty loudly to the fact that what Mark has done is truly amazing. And the fact that we've lost 5 games this year, and everybody has a sense that that's a down year, is pretty, especially when you look at our schedule, is it's unbelievable.
You mentioned Lisa and the women's team. Obviously, they just won that regular season title. What does that just mean just for the program and that,
Winning championships is what we try to do every year, and we've done a lot. We've done it a lot. I think that that team in particular, there's been a ton of adversity. She's had a short bench almost all season. What that staff has accomplished and what that team has accomplished on the floor is really remarkable. And I think Spokane is such a really rare, awesome place to experience college basketball, because that building's full for women's basketball. I saw some attendance numbers yesterday and relevant to the Pac-12's men's basketball, and I looked at them and I thought, we draw that many for women's basketball. So, I think that team has accomplished maybe more with what they have, and Lisa's done more as a coach this year than any other season. It's just been a remarkable year. More to come, though.
Chris, with the men having the opportunity to win a share of the regular season title on Saturday, and the women, they won last night. They got Lee back last night as well. Just heading into March, just the state of your basketball programs, just how confident are you heading into March Madness?
I don't know if confident is ever a word I would use going into March Madness. Optimistic is one that I certainly am. It is such a difficult tournament. Every team that they'll be competing against is a great team, or a really good team. And so you have to get a little lucky. You got to play well. You've got to do all those things. But the state of the program couldn't be in a better place, considering all the different dynamics in college athletics right now, and has its impact on the sport, the amount of stability, the competitive excellence, the quality of student athlete, and the experience that they bring out onto the floor gives us a great chance to win.
Any more, Chris?